Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's Dani. In today's video, I'm gonna be showing you how to crochet the beautiful winter wish blanket scarf. As you can see, it's a very big and cozy scarf, beginner friendly pattern. We're using a very simple stitch to create this piece, and we're using a fun color transition to move from one color to another. And it is, like I said, very simple. We're gonna be using the linen stitch, which is only single crochet and chains. So before we get into today's tutorial, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it already. And also, quick reminder that the free pattern will be listed, the link will be listed in the description below. On my blog, you will find all the materials, the reading instructions, the size of the scarf, the colors I used, like everything that you need to know. So now, without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. So to make this scarf, you will need your yarn, of course. In this case, I'm using Re-Spun by Lion brand, which is a category 4 worsted weight yarn. These skeins are rather large, so all the quantities and the name of the colors that I chose will be listed in the description below, so you know exactly how much yarn you need per colors. You will also need your crochet hook. We're going to be using an 8mm hook. You will also need a measuring tape, and this is very important tool to have. A tapestry needle to weave in the ends. A stitch marker is always recommended, especially if you're a beginner, so you can mark the beginning and the end of each row so you don't skip a stitch. And of course, your scissors. So to begin this scarf, we're gonna be using 2 strands of yarn the whole entire time. So we're gonna begin with color A, and I recommend using 1 skein of yarn and just holding the strand that comes from the outside and the strand that comes from the inside of your ball. If you are lucky like me, you're gonna get this strand right away, but if not, you know, yarn barf, it's gonna come at you, but don't worry, just be patient. What we want to try, and I say try, is to have both strands of yarn pulling at the same time so you don't get the yarn tangled. Okay, so now that we have color A and 2 strands of yarn, we're going to start with the foundation chain. And for the size that we're making, which is 15 inches wide by 72 inches long, we're gonna need 60 chains. So begin with your chains and until you have 60. Now in the 4th chain from the hook, you're going to insert and make a single crochet. Now you are going to chain 1, you're gonna skip a chain, and in the next one you're gonna make another single crochet, and you're gonna repeat chain 1, skip a stitch, and in the next one single crochet. So as you can see, we're only using the 2 basic stitches, which is the chain and the single crochet, and that's it. So you're gonna repeat the sequence all across your chain. Once you have 2 stitches left, you're going to chain 1 and make a single crochet in the last stitch. Row 1 is completed. Now to begin row 2, you're going to chain 2, turn your work, and you're going to make your single crochet in the first chain space that we have available. So we have in here the last single crochet, and in here we have the chain space from the previous row, and we're going to make our single crochet right there. Then you're going to chain 1, and again you're going to single crochet in the chain space in between the 2 single crochets. And you're gonna repeat chain 1, skip the single crochet, and make your next single crochet in the chain space. Once you get to the end of your row, we have the 2 stitches left. We're going to chain 1, and the single crochet goes in the turning chain right in between the single crochet and the chains. There goes your last single crochet. And then we repeat this same thing over and over. So you're going to chain 2, turn your work, first single crochet goes in the first chain space. So the 2 turning chains that we have in here, that's where you're going to place your last single crochet. Okay, so in here we go and single crochet in the first chain space, chain and single crochet, chain and single crochet in the chain space. And you're gonna repeat this over and over until you have completed 12 inches. Here I'm just showing you again where the last single crochet goes, and then repeat. That's why it's important to use your stitch marker. Okay, so once you have 12 inches with color A, we're gonna make the color transition. To do this, we're gonna cut 1 strand of yarn, and in this case I recommend you cut the yarn that comes from the outside and leave the yarn that comes from the inside, the strand that comes from the inside. That way when you have 2 different colors, they're not gonna get all tangled. Same with the new color. So color B, you're gonna pull the center pull of your yarn and start working with that, so then the 2 colors don't get tangled. And now we're gonna work with color A and color B. This is gonna make our transition a little bit easier and a little bit more smooth. I don't know, I think it looks pretty cool that way. And now continue with the same pattern. Chain 2 and start with your single crochet, chain, single crochet, chain, all the way across. And you're gonna do the 2 colors together for 8 inches. As you can see in here, we insert single crochet, and in here in the turning chains is what I recommend you place your stitch marker on the turning chains right here. So then you know where to place your last single crochet, and that way you're not skipping a stitch and your project starts getting smaller or larger if you're making an extra stitch, etc. So now you can see my scarf here is done, because that's all we're gonna do. We're gonna do 12 inches of one color, then 8 inches of 2 colors mixed. Then we're gonna go to that new color that we were using and have a solid color for another 12 inches, a mix of color for 8 inches, 12 inches with a solid color, 8 with a mix, and we end again with 12 inches of a solid color. And this is how you get these beautiful color changes. So remember, 12 inches of solid color, 8 inches of mixed color, 12, 8, 12, 8, until you are done with your 4 colors. And as you can see, it's a very nice and thick scarf. Now we're gonna make our fringes. Yes, this tutorial was really quick because it's just that simple. We're gonna make our fringes, we're gonna cut the yarn, and in here I'm going to pass the yarn through that loop so that it's nice and secure. And to make the fringes, you're gonna need some sort of square. I'm gonna be using this gauge ruler, but you can use a notebook or anything that you have in hand just to wrap your yarn around. My fringes are gonna be 5 inches long, and the whole ruler in here is 6 inches, which is perfect because usually you want to cut to make all the fringes nice and even, so then you have a little bit of room to trim, but you can make your fringes as long as you want. So continue wrapping your yarn around, then we're gonna take it. Just be careful. There we go. Hold on to one side, and with your scissors you're gonna cut only on one side. So now we have a bunch of strands of yarn that we're gonna create our fringes with, and my fringes are 4 strands of yarn. So I have 4 strands of yarn. We're gonna pass this the crochet hook and pass all these strands through the loop, and then you're gonna pull tight so the fringes are nice and secure. And then I'm gonna go about 2 stitches apart from each other, insert your crochet hook, bring the yarn, pull a loop, and in your fingers in here, bring the yarn through and pull tight. And then you're gonna do this on both sides of your scarf. And once you're done, you're gonna end up with a beautiful blanket scarf that is super stylish, super cozy, and super simple to make. I feel like a piece like this is a statement of color and texture for your outfit. You can use it with a plain coat like I'm doing in here, so then the main piece is your scarf. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this very simple tutorial. If so, please give this video a thumbs up. If you have any questions, don't forget to leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to visit the blog. You have all the instructions there, and everything that you need to know about this pattern is listed below and on my blog. So yeah, I hope you liked this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!